Hello love! Today's video is one I know you want to watch. How to tell if something looks good on you. My name is Rebecca Jacobs. I teach impactful personal style to women making an impact. And what I've learned from my little tribe here is that you guys want me to tell you if this looks good on you, if you can wear these two colors together, if this is flattering on your body shape, if you should buy this dress or that dress, which one looks better on you. And I think you know I can't be there all the time to tell you what looks good on you. And I think you've probably also started to realize that your best friend or your beau or your virtual assistant can't tell you what looks good on you, that they think you look great in everything. And they really truly mean that because they don't see, they're so close to you, they don't see the clothes, they just see you and everything they know to be true about you, that they don't notice all the little things about your outfit the same way you would notice them. And you oftentimes want to ask the sales associate while you're shopping for something new to see if that looks good on you, but you never know their motive completely. I'm sure a lot of them are great, but you can always kind of have that running question in the back of your mind if they work on commission and just really want me to buy this expensive dress or whatever. So what I'm getting at, you probably already know, it kind of has to be you. You have to be the one to know what looks good on you, to know what you feel good in and trust that judgment. So that's what I'm making this little video for. How to know if something looks good on you. I put together a 3-step process. I tried to figure out how we get to a place like this with my clients and tried to see how I could make a mini version in this video for you. So here we go. 3 steps to follow to assess whether something looks good on you. First, get a kind of overall impression. So for this, instead of walking up to the mirror and standing straight in front of it like you usually do, I want you to just like be living in front of it. You can walk towards it, you can walk across it side to side and kind of look at it from the side. You can stand on a bit of an angle and move your hands around as if you're talking, if that's something you do. Or maybe it's just me who can't talk without my hands moving. And smile and just get an overall sense of what this looks like from farther away. Like we're not zoning in on any places, we're just getting an overall impression of how this looks and feels. Ask yourself, does it feel radiant and healthy, or does it feel more like toning you down and hiding? And this is kind of the big secret here. When people, especially women, wear things that don't look good on them, they think the things that aren't going to look good on them are the bold, colorful prints and the big fancy dresses, when really the things that don't look good on them are the black and baggy and dark and plain clothing they're wearing because it's hiding them instead of bringing them out. And it feels safer, but that's where I see most women wear something that looks bad on them. It's not that they went too bold or too colorful, it's that they went too safe, which isn't actually so safe. So the question here we're getting at is ask yourself, does this make me look and feel like I'm coming alive or more like I'm hiding? The things you would have picked up on in the stage were things like silhouette and color and overall style of the dress. Nothing specific to you or your body type yet. And then moving on to stage 2, if it passed the first stage, and this is how does it actually feel, like physically feel. Does it have areas of tension on your body where it's a little too tight or where it's pulling or brushing against weird? So I want you to, again, walk around, sit down, squat down, move your body in it and see what it's actually feeling like on your body. And this is a really good trick if you're in a spot where you feel like you don't know if something looks good on you, because you're not trusting your eyes. So this way you can use your body to help figure out if it's the right style for your shape. Lastly, we're gonna look at the style science side of it, of how it actually looks and flatters your body. But we're gonna do this with like a wide tooth comb, with like a not focused gaze. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you're trying to look if it's flattering on your body, what you do, what most of us do, is zone in on the immediate areas that we're most self-conscious about and that we see as our problem areas. So if we hate our stomach, we look straight at our stomach and just think it looks bad. So we're gonna avoid zooming in on whatever default part of our body we tend to look at and judge the harshest. And instead we're kind of looking at it from a more scientific side with a more wide tooth comb, farther back gaze. So first I want you to look at the shoulders. We're just checking in here and making sure it seems like a good fit and a flattering style in the shoulders. The reason I get my clients to check the shoulders is because it's kind of the sneaky devil area where we don't think to check the shoulders that much. Most of us aren't. Some of us are. There's always something that we're super self-conscious about, or like one person has everything. But the shoulders isn't usually something we are very self-conscious of, that we go to, but it has so much to do. It's the beginning of our shape. It anchors everything that follows. And if we have something that's maybe too tight in the shoulders, it's gonna like be too far in, and then it's gonna, I don't know, like umbrella over our shoulders and be unflattering and make us look bigger. And this is the kind of thing that you notice later when you bought this sweater and you can't figure out why you're not wearing it, or you bought this sweater and then it looks terrible in photos. So it's kind of that sneaky thing that we don't think to check, but actually has a big role in whether something is flattering on us or not. Okay, so moving back from the shoulders, now we move on to the neckline and chest area. Once again, wide tooth comb here. We're not getting too critical, too judgmental, but we're just checking in here to make sure it's a cut line we want around our neck and around our face. So we want it not to be too loose and gapey. We don't want it to be too tight in the chest and underarms. We don't want it to be too scandalous that it feels uncomfortable and unflattering. And ideally, you want the neckline to feel like something that brings you up to your face instead of maybe competing with it or being at odds with it. So then from here, we'll move down to the last spot to check, which is your waist and hips. So here we're just kind of checking to see if it hits us in the right spot. So whatever the waist of the garment is, if it's like a dress or pants or something, that it actually is hitting us at our waist and it's not made for someone who's 3 inches taller or 3 inches shorter, and that it's just kind of gliding over our hips and there's not big pulls here or pulls through like the crotch area, that it's just fits us and it's made for someone who's about our size, which is great. So once you've done those 3 area checks with a wide tooth comb without zooming in on whatever we're most self-conscious about, then I think it's a pass. That at this point, it probably looks great on you. It actually probably looks even more phenomenal than you think it looks, because we're always the harshest critic of our own body and our own style. So congrats, I think you've put together a great outfit and it looks awesome. Aside from this little check I shared today, I think the best way to know if something looks good on us is to have a clear picture of our style. With my clients, I'll call this our style zone of genius, which is just knowing what we feel and look our absolute best in. So once we get a clear idea of that, it becomes a lot easier to find if something fits in that or is too far outside that. I have a video that might help with that, of how to get some clear direction in your style right now. It's a quick little exercise that will run you through to help you zone in on that style zone of genius. I'll link it in the corner up here and in the description box below so you can watch that next. And in the meantime, I will catch you next week.